What's going on, YouTube? Nathan back here with another video presentation. I hope everyone's I hope everyone's had a great week. Cannot believe will be Friday. The week just went fast, just like that. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope everyone's doing good. I'm feeling good. In this here video, what I want to talk to you guys is about is Justin Fields. Okay. And if you are not aware what's going on, Justin Fields came out with a petition for wanting the Big Ten to play. Before I get into this and dissect where he was coming from, there's some things that I want to say. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the support I got on the previous video with Tommy Lauren. I was not expecting that video to get over 100 views. I was expecting a lot honestly, I was expecting not that many. I really appreciate this support. I had someone on that video make a comment that I didn't appreciate, but hey, it's YouTube, and it's my opinion. That's I'm gonna do another video on that. That's going to tie into the Jonathan Isaac video, which has been, let's just say, it's been interesting recording. This is my 10th time trying to record it, and I hope it's the last time I record it. But continuing off that Tommy Lauren video, I just appreciate the support that I got on that video. I'm really appreciating the feedback and the support that I'm getting on the content, the topics that I have touched on so far. I really do appreciate that. Please check out my latest video with Mr. Kemar Silveran and his actions to get him cut from the Seattle Seahawks. Please check that video out. After much consideration, I have decided not to do a video on Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's new release. I'm not doing a video on that because pretty much everyone has said were my thoughts on not only the song but the video, and I strongly suggest that you look at those videos, because essentially they all say the same thing where I stand on it. I'm just going to give you my quick opinion on it. I thought the video was they went way overboard with it, plain and simple, way overboard. And I think to use a platform like that to use that kind of platform to go over a top like that, that's too much. That was way too much for me. And I have some friends I reached out to about it, and they said the same thing. But I'm not going to talk about that. Next to the Jonathan Isaac video, it's been interesting recording that video, and I'm hoping this is the last time I record it, because again, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna add something to that video, and I really want to make it stand out to you guys understand where I'm coming from. But let's get into the video. So as you see the title of this video, don't be alarmed, don't be confused, or you're questioning where I'm coming from. So Justin Fields is a quarterback for the Ohio State University. Okay. We know that he's going to be in the NFL. We know this is his last year. He's a senior. And because of, again, with, if you asked me back in January, well, February, March, was I expecting to see something so life altering, something we've historically happened to the world on this kind of level would have occurred? If you'd have asked me that, I'd have said no. I would have never expected that to happen. Justin Fields put out a petition wanting the Big Ten to play. And he got a good, I want to say like 200,000, 300,000, and maybe more. I haven't looked at it from, the last I looked at it was 3 days ago. And I haven't looked at it since then. But he got a good number of people to sign that petition. From, I want to give my perspective as a college student, because I'm a college student myself. And I think that this is necessary. I feel this is important for me to say. There, while I agreed with Justin with certain points that he made, I just have some questions that I would like Justin to clarify and answer for me. I want to start off with a quote. He was on Good Morning America. And, hold on, let me pull it up. There's two quotes I'm going to read to you. Well, the first one I'm going to read to you is, quote, "We want to play football. A lot of players feel more safe around the faculty and around our protocols rather than just being on campus like a regular student," end quote. It's for the love of the game, my love for Ohio State, my love for my coach and teammates, end quote. He said, again, quote, "Again, I feel like there is a lot of people on our team that feel safer in the facility. So having us playing football in the facility weekly and daily, I think will keep us safe from the virus." I cannot disagree with what he said, because let's look at this for a minute, because the real issue that we are having, it's not, we don't want college football to happen. It's the spread of the disease that we're really concerned about. I mean, let's just call it what it is. We, United States, the way we as a country have handled, we put a handle on COVID, was horrible. It was horrendous. Let's just call it what it is. You know, and when you look at what he's saying, we're not talking about it's not just the health of the students, but how it can be spreaded easily. And he's saying if people are going to classes, why can I not play football? I want to ask Justin this question. Justin, how many of your team, how when your team and the coaching staff sat down, how many of y'all were in agreement to adhere and follow the protocol? How many of your teammates were not comfortable? Because, may I remind you, you have some collegiate, other collegiate athletes, not just for Ohio State, but other colleges, excuse me, that are sitting out because they have pre-health conditions that, for COVID, put them at risk. Justin, let me ask you another question. How much trust do you have in your teammates that they can maintain discipline through the season? Because I want y'all to understand where I'm coming from on this. And I'm not trying to say that what he said was wrong, but I want Justin to understand. I want to challenge Justin on this. Justin, the University of Notre Dame, Indiana, has 304 cases of COVID. University of Kentucky has 225. From August 8th to the 16th, there were 21 citations of college parties on their campus. Your rival, University of Michigan, just recently had to shut a party down. And they've thrown quite a few parties, according to what I've read. Iowa State University, 175. A Colorado College, 155. Purdue, 36. Syracuse had to suspend 23 students for their involvement in throwing a large campus gathering. I could go on and on. The colleges I wrote, I could go on and on and give you the numbers. But here's the point here's what I'm trying to ask you, Justin. How much trust do you have in Ohio State University, in your teammates, to where if you're saying you feel safer with the football protocols, how much trust do you have in that? Because I'm going to say this for the record. I wrote this down. And I hope I'm wrong when I say this, but I said the way that universities are handling this right now, we are seeing universities that are trying to put a handle on this, but we know that the universities are going to flip the script and saying that, see, it's not us, it's the students, because they don't want to listen. They want to do what they want to do. They want to throw these parties, and we're getting tired, and we just. I have a feeling universities are going to throw blame on us college students for the college football season, collegiate season being canceled. I love the spirit where he was coming from. I really do. But I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but I don't think the Big Ten is going to change their mind. Because you got to understand, this is bigger than football, Justin. This is more about your health and the safeties of not just yourself, but the others around you. Because let me ask you again, Justin, how much trust do you have in the protocols and one of your teammates not breaking those protocols? What's the plan of action? I want to hear more from Justin Fields about this. Now again, you didn't hear me say no football, Justin. Me personally, I hope that there is something they can do. But the way it's looking, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, yes, there are other conferences that are gearing up to play, but for all I know is next week or in September, that could change. And I believe, this is my hard opinion. This is my honest opinion. I believe Justin Fields and other players are doing what is necessary to keep them safe. I believe that. But it's those on the campuses that you just go, I'm going to be honest, if I'd be uncomfortable. And I want to know how many other players are uncomfortable. It's okay, just be on, let's just keep it real. It's uncomfortable. No one is sitting here and saying that this was not, this is tough. No one said this was going to be an easy decision. No one said that. But the biggest issue that we can honestly say, and I feel like this is necessary to say, is control and discipline that that we as college students have on these campuses. I mean, let's just call. I mean, again, on the universities that I pointed out are going back to pre-COVID-19 and acting like there's nothing wrong with that. I want to ask y'all this question. Actually, I want to make this comment. With the behaviors that you're seeing from people that's documented on social media, for example, the young the woman who was in the store didn't wear a mask, and we know that it's a requirement. I know for where I live, it is a requirement for you to wear a mask. She wasn't doing that. What did she do? She threw a temper tantrum, threw food on the floor, and then stormed out. How many college students at Ohio State University, and I don't know what Ohio State's University, I don't know how they're monitoring, the house parties, the frat parties, these large social gatherings. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. If you haven't, Syracuse University, 23 students were suspended because apparently, again, no, I'm not doing that. Fuck the rules. Excuse my language. We are adults. We can do whatever the hell we want to do. And then, please understand where I'm coming from on this. Then we see them on a talk show or something like Yahoo News saying, "Oh my gosh, we need to take this real serious." But then again, before, you were, no, I can do whatever I want. This is different. Now, I will say this to Justin. Now, with that statement I made with the universities, I hope I'm wrong, but I like the action that most of the universities are taking because they're trying to put a hammer on this. We just have people. Let's just be real. That just don't want to take it serious. And when they don't, look at the consequences. Because again, look at Syracuse University. The students that were involved in that gathering could have gotten the school closed for the rest of the semester. Again, like I said in my previous video, people not wearing the mask, not social distancing. Almost as if again, wanting to do their own thing, not caring about the safety and the health of others. I want Justin to understand that I understand where you're coming from. I love the compassion. I really do. But let's be reasonable here. If you're saying because we want to play football, you got to give me something more concrete than that. Because again, I get where he's coming from. I can't be a hypocrite. You know, he's saying, well, we're letting students on campus go to class, but we can't play football. I can't judge him for that. But what I will say that is, Justin, listen, we were given the option as college students if we wanted to do hybrid, online, or in person. We were given that option. Okay? But again, I can't criticize where you're coming from because I get it. I get the compassion and I get the respect for the game. But I want to make sure that I'm saying the right things and understand and get more insight. Well, what do you mean? Besides football, have you said where do the other teammates stand on this? Because let's just call it what it is. I'm pretty sure that there are some players on that team that are uncomfortable. And I said this in the Kemar Silverand video. How much trust? Well, I didn't say it like this, but I should have said this in the Kemar Silverand video. How much trust are you going to have in your teammates throughout the season where they can maintain discipline within the bubble and follow protocol? Because you already seen Major League Baseball where they're not adhering and they're not following the guidelines. They're doing whatever they want to do. Bump the system. We're not. We want to do what we want to do. And my question is, again, like I said, what's your plan of action, Justin? What is the plan? This was also something that I thought was kind of alarming. I can't remember who said it, but you cannot compare the NBA and the NFL to college football because they're unpaid college athletes. It's a major liability if something happens. You know, I'm a firm believer that they should be paid. I mean, let's just call it the NCAA finesses off of them every year. But you cannot make that correlation between grown men making absorbent amounts of millions of dollars to college students who have who unpaid. You just cannot do that. Again, like I said, I get where he's coming from. I can't be a hypocrite in what he's saying. You know, how can you bring people, excuse me, how can you bring people back on the campuses, but you won't allow sports? Listen, I said this in a couple of videos now, 3 videos. I have said this. When you look at, for example, I used Kemar Silverbrand in my video. How do I not know if Kemar Silverbrand was given another opportunity, another tryout for one of the 30 teams in the NFL? 32 teams, excuse me. How do I not know he's going to pull that? How do I know he's not going to do that again? How do I know that? How do I know, Justin, if one of your teammates, and again, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not, what you're saying, I understand the compassion and I understand you want to be on that football field. But again, what is the plan of action if one of your teammates goes out here, breaks protocol, puts you at a risk because you're a first round pick? Now, some people may make the argument saying, okay, he's just trying to improve his draft stock. I don't care about that right now. I'm not talking about the NFL. Regardless if he plays or not, he's a first round pick. But you have to think, you have to look at the bigger picture. This isn't about football. This is about health and safety. And I get that you're saying that the protocols make you feel safer. Okay, I get that. I understand. I respect that. I don't know what those protocols are. I would like to know what they are. Seriously, I really do. But you can't, again, like I said, as a college student, we were given the choice of face-to-face, hybrid, or online. We were given those choices. Okay? I mean, let's just be real. The way how things transition from the spring until now, there are examples of people not adjusting well to online. Okay? Each university has their own protocol. Now, when you look at University of Notre Dame, Indiana, Syracuse University, or University of Kentucky, who's to say they're not comfortable wanting to play sports? I wouldn't, listen, if I was playing football, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not playing because I'm not comfortable with the fact that one of my teammates could break protocol, and we have, it's documented, these large parties being thrown. In conclusion, I can't argue. I can't argue what he's saying. I can't argue against that. And in this case, Justin may be right. Who knows? He did bring up some good points. And we have to really kind of sit back and go, damn, that was a very good point. And we are seeing advances in technology for testing. We are seeing that. We are seeing the same thing with like what Justin Fields is going through with protocol. We are seeing that. But my concerns are, what is the protocol looking like? What is the plan of action if somebody breaks that protocol? And you're all put at risk. Because again, like I said, I want to see sports succeed. I want to see something go positive this year. I mean, we're already through 2020 and it's been a depressing year. My concern is for Justin Fields in Ohio State and other players who may be in the same position like Justin, but don't know how to express it. I mean, let's just keep it real. I mean, the media was hoping that the NBA wasn't go successful. You know, Chris Paul and others did a fantastic job with maintaining the structure of the bubble. Okay, with the NFL, I mean, with players sitting out, I mean, you they there are people who are in the media that were hoping that they were still hoping it doesn't go well, and I really do believe that we're going to get more people like Justin to speak out and saying, "Hey, let's play football. You know, here's the plan." Will the Big Ten approve of it? Probably not. But I hope they're given a chance to be heard. I'm going to leave it at that. If you like the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please also consider hitting the subscribe button. This was a hard video. And this is coming from a college student that's uncomfortable with what's happening around me. And I'm just thinking about the safety and the health of others. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.